Hey, what's up everyone out there? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Chillsis is here, and we are back with another action-packed pickups video. It's been quite some time since we've done a pickups video. It's been like a little bit over 3 months or so, if I were to guesstimate on it. But since it's been so long, we've had quite a bit of games, accessories, and collectibles found out in the wilderness as I've been scouring out there for you guys. I'm here to show you what I've got, so let's jump right into the video. But hey, before we do that, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it, and like the video so it'll help me boost up the YouTube algorithm and reach out to more gamers and collectors just like you. Without further ado, this week's episode for the pickups. So we got a large array of games here. I'm gonna get a little sippy sip of games, accessories, and just memorabilia, as it were. This first item I've been on the hunt for what feels like forever. The Legend of Zelda series has such an awesome market campaign when it comes to these golden accessories, and this one's not a Legend of Zelda accessory, but it doesn't say it's not. This is the Pro Controller for the Nintendo Wii. This is one of my most favorite controllers as far as the how comfortable it just melts in my hands. It's so well balanced between the retro and the it's got the handles, so it can actually this is just minty. And whenever I came across this in the wild, I could not pass it up. I got it for $7.95. I think it goes for quite a substantial amount. I believe this one came specifically with the 007 pack for the Nintendo Wii, so it came in a big box with the game. I don't have any of the rest of the stuff, but this is the piece that I wanted. This is the perfect display factor for all of my Nintendo Zelda collection that has all the gold accessories. So super happy to add that into the collection. It just feels so good. I love this controller so much, guys. All right, moving right along, staying on the topic of controllers, I have two more that I found out in the wilderness. And man, I have tons and tons of original Xbox memorabilia, from original Xbox kiosks to sealed in box original Xbox consoles, etc., and so on, and the list goes on. But for whatever reason, the Duke controller has always evaded me, and I found this one at a local thrift store for $2. I paid for it, and it is in immaculate shape. And whenever I was a kid, whenever I bought my original Xbox, this is the controller it came with. And I don't know, I was born with big hands, so I didn't have a problem with it. The only thing that I really had a challenge with was like the white button. So like if there was a game that used this periodically, then my thumbs still cannot reach from prone position. I have to let go of my grip, slide up, and press the white button. So but the Duke controller, I got it complete with the dongle there for $2. I couldn't pass it up, guys. Finally have the Duke controller in my collection. I don't know why it took me so long to get my hands on this. Every time I came across it, it was either in really bad shape or just really overpriced, so I moved right along. I've been really fruitful in the thrift shop domain here lately. It's I don't know, it's like a hit or miss, mostly misses, but whenever you do find that item, then it's a pretty good deal. So this next one I paid $5 for, and it is for the Xbox One or Xbox One X, whichever one, or Series X. God, I wish they got their names right, but I came across this one in perfect condition. It is the sports version. For $5, this thing sells, for quite a bit online for this variant. I was going to use it for trade bait, but I actually fell in love with it. I'm not a big sports fan. I'm not really keeping it for that much. Just to have a controller. It's got the blue grippy grips So it's got a little additional features on the bottom. Works perfectly. No drift, no nothing. It is a perfect addition for the controller collection. But just to have as a super comfortable controller that performs, then for $5 I really just couldn't pass it up. It goes for quite a bit online for the sports version. So that's it for the controllers. We're going to move on to actually some Nintendo GameCube item here. This is the official game guide for the F-Zero GX. It was in really fantastic shape, but furthermore, beyond that, it came with the poster intact. So the poster's in there. I can't really unfold it, but it is an F-Zero poster. It's pretty much that graphic right there, and it says Nintendo GameCube. It has an image of a GameCube and some more literature, but I came across this one for $2. Anytime I come across anything like this, especially with the poster intact, it's mine. So happy to have that in our collection. So absolutely love the Nintendo GameCube, one of my all-time favorite consoles. But anytime I come across anything like this for cheap, then there's no stopping me. I'm definitely gonna pick that up. Let's see here. This next item we're going to go over is a Nintendo Wii U game, and you can probably partially see it, but it is the Skylanders Superchargers. I don't know much about these, but I came across this factory sealed, and it was $10. That's probably what you can expect to get it at, anywhere else, except for online. Then you're paying for online prices. But it does come with the DK Amiibo, as displayed on the front of the package here. But for $10 for a sealed Wii U game is a must. I'm trying to get that picture there without the glare, but yeah, for just $10, I just really couldn't pass it up. Honestly, I don't know much about these games for the starter packs, but I'll be really interested to actually try them out. If you've tried them out and if they're worth, unpacking and actually playing, you can get these things for $10 a dozen at the local game store. Let me know if they're worth playing. This one came with that Amiibo, for just the Amiibo for $10, which the game is going to be sealed on the inside as well. So yeah, let me know if they're worth my time and dime playing and actually enjoying, other than just collecting. But happy to have that. Huge displayability factor in that game, or that box. It's absolutely gorgeous to look at, especially whenever you get that blue logo at the top. It is amazing. All right, we got a stack of games here. This one, honestly, I was shocked at because of its value, but for whatever reason, this one's going for quite a bit online, considering I only paid $5 for it. But I got Prototype Biohazard Bundle. So this one comes with Biohazard, Prototype 1 and 2, 2 games in one, and plus DLC. I don't know if the DLC will be downloaded via the disc or not, but I got this one on the cheap, and it's worth a lot more online. I guess this one just didn't, I don't know if it didn't sell or if it's just a rare variant, but this one goes for quite a bit online for whatever reason. This next one is going to be a Legend of Zelda game. So whenever I came across this one, it was at my local Walmart for $5. So yeah, I took it upon myself to make an investment because it's a game I already have, but I didn't have it sealed. So what we have for you here is the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D for the Nintendo 3DS, and it is factory sealed. It is the Nintendo Select version. This is primarily the one that you're gonna find. If you come across this one on the cheap, for $5 sealed, I predict that this one over time is just gonna go up in value. I mean, whenever you think back to the Nintendo GameCube, back to that generation, I remember, going to my local Walmart and seeing all of these games. I mean, we got all the Mario parties, Luigi's Mansions, all of the Legend of Zeldas. All of those sealed nowadays go for several $100s. And I had an opportunity at one time, whenever I was much younger, to purchase them, factory sealed. So just consider this one. I consider this one to be an investment. This is still one of the best ways to play Ocarina of Time. So I had to pick it up since it was on the cheap, on the clearance rack for $5, the last one. So glad to have that one in there. This one I didn't know much about initially, and I just completely got blown out of the water about how much fun this game is. So I'll pick this one up, a local thrift store for $5 as well for the Nintendo Wii U. This is the Sonic All-Stars Transformed. So you race between, your car, your boat, and your ship, and it has a drift mechanic that works effortlessly. But beyond that, whenever you're playing this game, it is such a treat. It is beautifully crafted and just beautifully animated. Where I think it lacks is, a lot of people don't like it, but I prefer it in my Sonic titles that have a storyline. So it has like a Grand Prix mode where you can just race through and unlock new levels, new characters. But honestly, I would probably prefer like a more of a collector or more of a campaign with a storyline. I think that would have done wonders for this game. But on the cheap, anytime I come across a Wii U title that I can afford, I'm gonna pick it up. So moving right along, we got a couple more items here. Thank you guys for sticking along. If you've made it this far, really appreciate your time. And around here, that we don't shy away from the Resident Evil franchise, one of my all-time favorite franchisees. But I didn't know, for whatever reason, this game is skyrocketing on its price. So whenever I came across it for, I paid $15 for it, so it normally goes, $35 and up on average, give or take. But this is Resident Evil Dark Side Chronicles for the Nintendo Wii. I know it came out on the PlayStation with better graphics, etc. But this one is on the Nintendo Wii, and I'm very new to the PlayStation franchise, so I haven't deep dived into that generation just yet of the PlayStation universe. But just to have a copy of this, I could not pass it up. It's complete, and I did not know much about this. I thought I owned it. I was thinking of the other title that came out for the Nintendo Wii for the Resident Evil franchise, but I did not know that this one took place. So I've been playing through it, and what's interesting I found out about the story on it is it takes place between the events of Raccoon City's outbreak with Leon up into Resident Evil 4. So kind of gives you a little tidbits on what he's been up to between Raccoon City and Resident Evil 4, some of his training and things of that nature. So it's really interesting. It's worth a playthrough. If you come across this on the cheap, definitely pick it up because the price is just going up and up on this one. This next one is one that I've been putting off getting for such a long time. I played the demo whenever I was a kid, and it's been on my backlog to purchase this for quite some time. But whenever I came across it, the local game store, I caught slipping on it, and their policy on it is if it's labeled at that price, then you get it at that price. So it normally goes for a lot more than this, but this is X-Men Origins Wolverine. And this game got a rated M title for a Wolverine game, which completely blew me away. I don't know how they got away with it, but they did. But you play as not only then Logan, then you run through the jungle, attacking your enemies, and you're hacking and slashing, and it is just a brutal game. So it might surprise you if you pick this one up and just give it a go. Look up gameplay footage and stuff like that. check out the footage there. But yeah, if you come across this on the cheap for the PlayStation or the Xbox, it's definitely worth it. It's not backwards compatible, so you're gonna have to drop out your OG consoles, your 360 and PlayStation 3, etc. But yeah, they gave it to me for that price, and we're good to go. But yeah, I got this one complete, and I'm happy about it. Super stoked to revisit this and actually be able to play through the rest of it and not just on the demo. Guys, that's all we got to share for this week. I really appreciate your time stopping by and hanging out with us, and just, I know I took a break there for a little bit, but I'm back. I'm excited to be back. The passion's back, and we're just working through and coming out with different fun ways to entertain on the channel. And if you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit that subscribe. Until next time, guys, peace.